Oh, goodness. Pooped. Poopy, 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 poopy. Look, there's no prize. What's that? Yeah. straight down. This is barrel. Go straight down. Barrel. Take the when you go. What?
Kochichi. Good morning. Oh, okay. Hi, thank you for showing up.
Okay.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
I just brought back some flashbacks for me.
Good morning, Janine. How are you? Good morning, Denise. How are you? How's everyone doing this morning? It's Monday. Yay. My weekend was good, though I am very tired. The hike up to Mount Griffith Observatory really took it out of me. That was a big hike. Heck of a hike. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry. Still waiting for the coffee to kick in. I might need a second cup before I leave. Did you folks catch the videos yesterday? I hadn't been up to. I hadn't been up there in like 27 years, over maybe something like that. It changed so much, and I forgot they had done the renovation, and the renovation was absolutely beautiful. Wish I had the like extra $7 million to make it an even $100 million to do a little more, but they spent over $93 million to renovate that whole area. They did a beautiful job. It was just I was completely awestricken. I'm doing good, just tired. God, they did a spectacular job. That whole new area down there, all that was just underground. That was just earth. That was just earth. So money very well spent, smartly spent. I definitely plan on going back there again sometime soon. Actually, before that, I want to go to either La Brea Tar Pits or do the Natural Museum of History and Art. That's really cool too. That museum is kind of like the Smithsonian Museum in New York. It was just beautiful. And they had my favorite centerpiece was always the clock of the ground. I love that thing. Good morning, Jan. Good morning. How are you? Oh, boy. My farmer's butt can't handle this stool. You like? Pretty cool, huh? I had a lot of fun. Actually, I had more fun once I reached the top. from the street, it was almost from the street all the way up there. It was almost a mile, about 3/4 of a mile. And that was at the top. It was about 1,600 feet above sea level. So I think I ascended maybe 800 feet because we're already pretty high up there in elevation wise. Good morning, CJ. How are you? Boy. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. Brought back a lot of memories. My mom taking me in places like that. You know, if it wasn't for her, I I don't know. She took me to a lot of museums and a lot of places like that for culture and education. By the time I got to first grade, I mean, I was pretty much educated beyond, you know, the average child. So I already knew quite a bit of science and math and everything like that, and history, and I owe that a lot to my mom, in most part, actually. So, but the observatory is like my favorite, and then La Brea Tar Pits is like my next. That place was really cool. Just very well pleased of all the money, how smartly they spent all that money in the renovation. It's pretty cool. So it's basically it's basically the pendulum just going. It's stationary. It goes and it travels. It's to show exactly how the Earth travels in orbit in a circle. So that pendulum never really moves, though it seems to move. You think that it's moving. The pendulum is always going in one direction. That arrow shows it, and the whole clock is the Earth represented by the clock as it turns. So that's why they have the little. They used to have dominoes when I was a kid. Now they have these little black eggs. It's very fascinating. Yeah, that's the whole centerpiece. Yeah, that clock. And then the moon that I showed downstairs in the lower part. When you walked in, you saw the clock in the center, off to the right. They used to have the representation of that moon on the right hand side, immediately to the right. Now they have it down in the newer part. But that was still pretty cool. Other, I love it because all the dioramas and everything, and all the movies that they have are just like so cool. One of oh, I hate that. All the things that I've yearned in the past while in situation. Of everything that I missed and yearned for while I was out there, I think that's what I'm trying to do is like a bucket list. You know, I missed so much, you know, and I had wished that I had done a lot. Oh, the place was a madhouse yesterday. It was packed. That's why the video was broken up in the sections because every time I was getting ready to pause or unpause, I got bumped and I would hit the screen the wrong way. So then the video stopped and I'm like, not on it. I gotta start all over again. Excuse me, folks. I need. I'm back. I apologize. You needed to get a refill before too long. Yeah, that's what I think. I think I think you can agree with me, Jan, that that's maybe what I'm doing. I'm trying to make up for lost time and hopefully something that I'll be able to say that I did in the latter part of my life or the second half of my life. Let's say the second half of everything that I missed. Yes, there were a lot of people up there. It was a madhouse. They used to have there's one way to come up on the street and then you exit down. Now, when I was a kid, you used to be able to travel up and down, side to side. And then in the mid to late 70s, they made it so you could only come up one street and park on one side of the street on the right hand side of the street. And um, once the side of the street was filled up, then they would put a sign down at the bottom of both entrances. There were, though there was only one way to get up there. So you had to turn back around and go back all the way the wrong way. So I got up the bus off Los Feliz in Jefferson, and I'm hiking up there, and I pause and I put my hands on my hip, and I'm like, yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna do it because I kept seeing the bus go up there, the dash bus. I could have taken the shuttle up there, but I said forget it. So I looked at my GPS and I'm thinking, and I'm looking at the temperature, and I'm like, yeah, I might as well just go for it. So I took the old Boy Scout, it's called the old Boy Scout Trail. There's one trail that's, by the time you get to the entrance, it's 1/6. The other side is 1/7. And by the time from Los Feliz, it's about a little over 3/4 of a mile to the observatory. But I said, forget it. Why wuss out? Why take the bus? I mean, the whole premise is just to get up there, and say that I walked up there. And it was well worth it. It was actually a lot more rewarding. While everybody's perspiration free and taking the shuttle and getting off the shuttle, I'm dripping sweat. The back of my back between my backpack and my shirt, soaking in sweat, and I'm like, and you could hear my labored breathing. So it was worth it in the long run. A little sore and tired this morning. It's still worth it. So today I'm not really going to do too much. After class, I definitely got to do laundry. I know how many times I've already said laundry. I keep putting it off. I got to do laundry today. So tomorrow, not sure where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do. We'll see. I do have oh yeah. It was air conditioning there. But that whole observatory, to me, I'm thinking, God, this would make a beautiful little mini mansion. I would love to turn this into a home. I think because I'm very much into like. I know, you didn't. I'm like very into like zombies and zombie apocalypse, and I always say I'm already prepared for the zombie apocalypse. I know what to do, and I know how to carry on. So the observatory would be like my first place to commandeer as my sanctuary of post zombie apocalypse. That would be perfect. Yeah, it's just amazing. That is just a piece of LA history like you wouldn't believe. I dig that place. Definitely a 2 cup morning. Oh, look at this beautiful brown brew. Yes. Oh yeah. I still have like 2 more weeks left. I still have 2 more weeks. I don't go in until I'm not supposed to go in until like 8:30, but I get there usually around 8:05. I'm like the only one that's there in the morning. Everyone else comes in later in the afternoon, lazily. I see the times of when they forget to change the sheet over. People usually don't come in until like after 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Lazily. I I am not about that. I just rather would get it over with. Give me that shot. Let me just get it over with. Rip that scab off quickly and just get it over with. And besides, that shows to me that shows someone that's being lethargic, that's not really serious about getting the job because it's about doing something in the morning. I know it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My name's Charlie. I have the application. Ooh, people with that kind of mentality in life are the people that I would never hire. And another thing is like, here's your application. Do you have a pen? I can't stand people that walk around life like grown adults and grown men carry a pen or a pencil in my backpack. If you fill out an application, well, I apologize. All I have is a pencil. Well, that's all right. Here's a pen. I'd rather have you sign it. At least it shows effort. These people, these young people nowadays, really, it used to be when you had it, when checks were still popular. They always carry it. But I still have 2 weeks left. And I already talked, was it Friday morning? I had my appointment with my phone interview with EDD. And I already knew that I wasn't going to qualify for unemployment. And I didn't want to file for unemployment, but they were making me. Said, well, you need to do this per class, per program. But I'm not going to qualify. I already know it was a no call, no show, and I took that on my own behalf. But you still need to register. You still need to ask and inquire. And the only reason why they do it is that so that you get paid by the state instead of by the county. So I should be getting my letter of denial so I can take back and throw it back in their face and say, see, no. Whatever, I'm just doing everything that they want me to do. So the Griffith Observatory, and I did the Jackalope Festival. Forgot about the cat con. That's okay. It was no big deal anyway. And then, what do we have? I think next week, next week we have the Wow Jam coming back into town. That's pretty. Looking forward to that. That'll be cool. Uh-oh, buffering. There we go. That's next. It's like, I think 4 or 6 hours, something like that. Kind of like an all-day event. It's pretty cool though. I like it. It's good for the community. It brings the community out. Lots of giveaways. I mean, this organization gives away a lot. A lot of bicycles, a lot of gifts. Bear, hey, good morning. You just had your Monday. Yours is finishing off. You're off to bed soon, aren't you? What is it, about 10 in the evening out there? Oh, 11:26. I'm sorry, I didn't see the time. And close. You want the weekend back. Reset. Reminds me of an old movie that we had on KCOP on Channel 13 here in Los Angeles, when it used to be the independent channel. It was a movie called The Girl, the Gold Watch, and Everything. Damn, I'm dating myself. Well, our Monday is just beginning. For some, it's already begun. Mine's just beginning. So I still have class and everything to contend with. Oh, that reminds me, actually. I gotta check my card. I think I gotta get my recertification for my CPR. Oh, it's an old movie. Uh, two of the most independent, three of the most independents was KCOP, KTOA, and KJ, not KHJ, but it was a subsidiary of KHJ, 93 KHJ. And KCOP always played like the racy movies because it was the independent. The Girl, the Gold Watch, and Everything, plus a couple of other movies. Then another movie that had like 3 spin-offs. It was called The Bastard, and that was like early to mid 70s. And it was a novel actually, and they turned it into a movie. It was a good channel. And then it became UPN. Harry, good morning. How you feeling? Yeah, I gotta get recertified in October. Yes, I'm certified. So, in a crisis situation by law, I have to state that I am certified in saving someone's life. Oh, three. Two here, one on the left. Oh, I slept well. Oh, I was tired. Slept like a baby. Actually, it's funny. I don't know if you can really see very well. The top one I did when I was like 15 years old. My friends and I, we were drunk. I did it myself. And the second time I did, I had it done, this one, at the mall. And then for my 30th birthday, I was going through midlife crisis. I had my left nipple pierced. So, yeah. So I gotta get a barbell. I gotta go buy a barbell. Probably next month. They're just expensive though. 14 gauge. I was thinking about going 12 gauge, but I think I'm gonna stick with 14 gauge. uh, sushi cook, and sushi prep. Well, sushi prep and sushi cook, but the title is sushi is prep. I helped them. I helped do out on the line for sushi. And honestly, I don't. If I'm forced to, I'll do it. But I don't want to do fine dining anymore. That's just it's too stressful and too demanding. And I don't like the split shifts. Fine dining is about doing lunch, and depending on the facility, whether they close for the afternoon and they reopen up in the evening. But like at Sugarfish, they had a light lunch, so they only had the one chef, and he was able to do prep and maintain the line on his own. But I don't want to do that because I don't want to do 4 hours in the morning and then 4.5 hours in the afternoon. I'd rather do my 4, 6, or 8 hours in one stint. None of this back and forth. You know, leave that crap to the kids. And I don't want to do it. I mean, I'm capable I think I proved that I'm at my age. I'm more than capable of keeping up with 20-something-year-olds. So I just don't. I'd rather not. I just would rather not. How's your leg? Office retail? Yeah, I'd rather do that. I'd rather. I don't know. Retail. I'm versed and have tons of it, retail experience and management. So, and logistics. Oh man, I'm an ace when it comes to logistics. No, 2 bouts of pneumonia and flu. The second time when they couldn't get an accurate blood reading, they had to do 2 recounts of my white count, and it freaked me out because I didn't know that they were having trouble reading my white count. And of course, if everybody knows, when they say, "Well, we're gonna check your white count," that always leads to cancer, leukemia, and all that. So I was freaking out. I'm like, "Oh shit, I got cancer," and they couldn't get an accurate reading. They couldn't understand why my blood pressure was so low. So everything started surmounting, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, "Oh hell, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die." And then finally they said, it's just you just have, and this was at our Canadian Methodist. I just contracted flu and pneumonia again. Given the situation of my life, yeah, it's easy. So I got it once in December, and then back in May or June, something like that. Some are, not all, but and I'm not. But a lot of chefs are very, very prideful, very cocksure, and I've worked for quite a few, and they let the title go to their head. I am not a chef. I am a cook. So, but depending on the facility, on the restaurant, they always impose that title on you. I'm just a damn cook. Whether it be barbecue, grill, flat iron, flat top, or sushi, or whatever, you know. Yeah, because I missed too many days and I was unconscious for a day and a half, so I didn't call. I wasn't able to call, so it was a no call, no show. So I just, you know, given my situation, I'm not going to argue or debate about it. I said, no, I understand. Well, you didn't call. You should have. I go, yeah, but I was sick and I was unconscious and I had no way. So I understand. Just leave it an amicable departure. That was it. No hard feelings. Not their fault. And it was most certainly beyond my control in life. So it just wasn't meant to be. It was like, what? I think that was June. So June, July, August. Just 2 more months. 2 more months. If I could have been able to have held that job 4 months. But there's no sense in dwelling on it. I think people get a little too angry nowadays in life. You know, I almost applied for I almost applied for Hell's Kitchen in 2003, 2004. But the work life and the family life was starting to get. Even my wife was like pretty enthusiastic, and I had her support to go on the show. Family life and work life was getting a little too much. And this was just like after 9/11, and the economy was like really getting screwed up, and then I got laid off. So yeah, I got no problem with that. Yeah, he's pretty. You have to have an iron constitution to be around that man. And my hat's off to anybody that works under his tutelage because he's a hard ass, but rightfully so. I mean, he's very demanding. Um, he's very successful. He's a perfectionist. Like my case manager, he's kind of like that same attitude, that same mentality. So I admire people that are like that, and I admire even more so people that work under people like that. I could do it. I don't know how long I could do it for. I'm only human, and yes, I do have my limits. So yeah. Yeah, one day at a time. He makes you nervous. He makes a lot of people nervous. Yeah, I know. But there's no such thing as a reality show. Everything's scripted, you know. I think for the most part, the only thing that's really not scripted is now granted, YouTube. There's a lot of people that do script their shows and stuff like that. But like my channel, like this is not scripted. So, and there are a lot of good shows out there that are scripted, but not and they do it for different reasons. Mine's always been and always will be off the cuff. So. That would make me nervous. My OCDs would start to kick in. I always have to keep my OCD in check. Thank God for medication. And you want to talk about like how Gordon Ramsay would make other people nervous working for him? I make people nervous, especially when they're walking by and they see me doing this and talking. They get all nervous. Oh my God, I don't want to be on. Least we forget that your entire life, from the time you wake up and walk out the door, your entire life is being photographed and video recorded. You come into Starbucks, you're being photographed and recorded by security cameras. You walk into a supermarket, you're being photographed and recorded by security cameras. You're driving out on the streets, CHP, local police, and traffic intersections are photographing and recording you. But when you walk behind me, you look over their shoulder, and they get nervous. Humans are so stupid. Their attention span is only what? 5 seconds? You know, a goldfish memory is only half a second.
Hey, ready to go, bro?
Could you imagine being married to that man? Oh man, and he is married. I believe he's married. I'm sure he's a total different person off camera. I'm sure he does have his temperament, but not as bad as he projects on camera. Don't get a dishwasher. Just wash hands. Wash your dishes by hand. Ah, Terry, that's bad. You know, my first apartment that I got, which was like my second or third apartment, that had a dishwasher. I was still washing dishes by hand. I couldn't accumulate enough dishes to wash a full load. And even when I tried and I knew that there were dirty dishes in the dishwasher, I'd pull them out and wash them by hand. So I even when Carrie and I got our first townhome, the first duplex, we had a dishwasher. I was still washing dishes by hand. She's like, "Babe, why are you doing that? We got a dishwasher." I'm like, "All right, so do the scraping." This is what I don't get. You scrape, you rinse, and then you put in the dishwasher. And you let it sit till the dishwasher fills. I could have washed 3, 4 loads of dishes by hand already by the time I'm waiting for that sucker to fill up. Plus, it's a waste of energy and a waste of water. And a waste of washing detergent and rinser. So, how much are you really spending to use and utilize that dishwasher when you could have already done it in a matter of minutes by hand? It's not like washing clothes. That's different. Oh, I know. Unless you have like an industrial dishwasher, I would say yeah, no. Because like with industrial dishwashers, like you find in restaurants, you'd be surprised. Those things, the water pressure and the temperature is almost 140, 160 degrees. Those are powerful. And inside of 30 seconds, dishes are done. And it has to be rapid because you constantly have to use it, especially when it comes to pans. You have to keep the front line and the chefs well stocked. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I the utensils I go through more the utensils than the actual plates, cups, or what have you. But no, I always even as a little kid, like the first thing I wanted to do was help my mom in the kitchen. So I couldn't wait to wash dishes. And she put the chair up by the sink, and she would tell me what to do. And I said, "Oh, I'm there, you know." Little 4 or 5 year old kid bent over on a chair over the sink, helping my mom washing the dishes, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm a grown up. I'm being a grown up. And I think the first time I started cooking was when I was 5 years old. Same thing, chair up by the stove, She'll tell me not to lean over, stand up. I like washing dishes by hand. You can keep the dishwasher. The Cake Boss. Oh, we're getting a restaurant here in Pasadena. I've already seen the liquor license application. Down here on Fair Oaks in Colorado, what used to be 800 Degrees Pizza, this storefront is always a failure. I think space-wise, it's got to be at least 300 and a quarter a square foot. That's expensive. So, and I saw the application. It's by Chef Tony. Oh my God, this guy's a schmuck. Chef Tony, for those of you that don't know, he's this funny, overweight Caucasian guy, big black commercials, and he's always peddling off these Tel Ronco Popil type of devices. Oh, this new apparatus, this new fryer, shipping, and then he later got a stint on the Food Network. So I couldn't find any other places. Chef Tony. Oh my God, this guy's a schmuck. I'd be surprised if it lasts 2 years. I give him a year. I give him 16 months at best. I can't take that person serious. He's a schmuck. He's a total schmuck. But yeah, Chef Tony's coming to Pasadena. Oprah Winfrey is supposedly supposed to open up a restaurant or an eatery here in Pasadena in Old Town, somewhere on Pasadena Avenue. I'm waiting for someone to take over the Three Palms property. We used to have a nice restaurant called the Three Palms. Good little place. Intimate setting. We need a really, we don't, you know what, we don't really have a good Italian restaurant here. We have Buca di Beppo, but Buca is, nah, it's anything but Italian. And their portion sizes are too big, so you can't really go in there by yourself and eat. Your portion sizes are designed for 2 people. Yeah, Chef Tony, yeah. You know who I'm talking about. It's funny when I saw the liquor license application on the window on the storefront. I'm like, right off the bat, I recognize the name. I'm like, Chef Tony, really? Ah, are you serious? I'd rather have a Jack in the Box there or something. But we'll see. But I would say definitely 16 months on the long. It's just a bad. That corner is just bad. And the thing is, you're always right across the street from it on the opposite corner. You're always going to have Cheesecake Factory to contend with. And Cheesecake Factory is always busy. Any day of the week is always busy. From the time they open up to the time they close, they're always busy. I don't know. I even if I had the financial factors, I would definitely be scared to take over the lease on that. This just has a bad history. I mean, the traffic's good. Just something about it I'm just uneasy about. I'd rather open up a eatery up over here on the north side. Rent is less, and you can cater it, adjust the prices accordingly. A lot. But if you're going over there, you're forced to have a high price menu. That mango cheesecake at the farmer's market, that looked good. I was like, whoa. I'd like to take a slice of that home. I wouldn't even make it home. I'd be eating it at the bus stop. Get a bottle of water, a little carton of milk. I love cheesecake. Yeah, I never used to like cheesecake when I was a kid. I always thought it was gross. And I never had it before in my life. But something about the two words, cheese and cake, it just, yeah. And I never had an inclination of what it was like. You know, I think there's some good recipes that um, utilize soy instead of the cheese. Look into it. Try it. Try it. I'm pretty sure you can. I mean, come on, just Google vegan cheesecake, right? It makes sense. Soy's got that cream cheese texture. Excuse me. And I have to. I'm not like as I get older. I'm not really into sweets that much. So the sweet level has to be toned down a bit. But I am still into like even more so into sour, savory, and acidity. I love sour and saltiness.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I love cakes. Well, I used to. My favorite when I was a kid, because my mom used to make it all the time, was pineapple upside down cake. Favorite pie, lemon meringue and key lime pie. My aunt, and I had it. It took me a long time, but my aunt had a recipe for lemon meringue pie. That was just out of this world. And I don't like that lemon meringue that's made with condensed milk. That's white pencil. That's like the easy way. I mean, with cornstarch and lemon juice and lemon rind. That that to me is lemon rind. This stuff being used with condensed milk. Those new updates. It's funny how one tastes change as they get older. Oh yeah, it's getting late for you. Good night, Bear. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for showing up. Oh, I always saw people that say, mint and a shaker of salt. I love that. Lemon and salt, I could just eat. Oh, I love that. Bye, Bear. Ooh, my mouth is watering now thinking about lemon. And I love pickles. Love drinking pickle juice. You know, there's a shop in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, that they make pickle slushies. They have all sorts of different slushies, and their base is pickle juice. It's really good, actually. I'd like to try that. And they have a truck too. It's pretty cool. Sounds interesting. Sounds tasty. There's a recipe for cherry pickles. Anyone ever seen that on YouTube? Basically, you just take a jar of the quartered pickles. Take out the pickles, put in a packet of cherry pickle juice or cherry Kool-Aid, excuse me, and shake it up. Put the pickles in there. Wait for about a couple of weeks. It's supposed to be really good. Thank you, Bear. I aims to please, especially on my blogs. So today I'm not going to really do too much. I have chores I got to attend to. Being an adult sucks. I don't know why kids want to aspire to be grown up. Life just gets harder. Besides, when you're a kid, when you screw up, it's up to the parents. I can't wait till I'm 18. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, but there's consequences with all that. Anything I get to do. We just don't think about it. We just think in the immediacy, not the long run. But I definitely would not want to be 18 again. Hell no. Especially in this day and age. Okay, this is taking too long. I'll bring my hoodie in here because when they crank up the AC, it gets nice and cold in here. So, especially after a nice long hot day of being outside, you come into this particular Starbucks, the AC just blows. I mean, if you got water, you can almost see it crystallizing into ice virtually. In the morning, and after about a couple hours in the evening, it starts to get cold. So I break out my hoodie. Have 9 more days and I get my furniture. Oh, I can't wait. I just want to get a phone call and tell me that I come in for a second interview or that I got a job. More than anything. I need a real income. Just want to get off public assistance. I mean, I'm grateful for it. I want real money now that I have a place, you know. And then from there, I can move on and get my own place without any roommates. This is definitely a stepping stone. Nothing but a stepping stone. Yeah, that's and you folks have like humid summers out there, don't you? More than anything, your summers are pretty humid. We have a mix out here. Most of our summers are in California are pretty mixed. I mean, more dry, but there's that humidity factor if we're lucky enough. My first my first summer in Florida when I remember mid July when I got off the TWA, off the tarmac. It wasn't a jetway, it was off the tarmac. Oh my God, it slapped me upside the face and I could feel it in my lungs because of my asthma. It practically choked me. Humid. I think it took me maybe about 3 months to acclimate to humidity. And there's a routine. You take a shower in the morning, dry off. You go through baby powder like crazy. That's just baby powder. You're walking around the house naked because the last thing you want to do is get dressed. You save that until you're ready to walk out the door. You're walking around the house naked as a jaybird, eating breakfast, drinking coffee, doing what you need to do. And then I thought, and then out the door. First thing you do, AC on the car. Or if not, you already have your car started and AC already going. So you can go transition from AC, few seconds of humidity, and back into AC.
Right away. ¿Qué dice hermano? Buenos días. Igualmente, amigo.
All right, folks, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to one another, help one another. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Live for the moment, pull your pants and slide on the ice. And today it starts to get hot. In fact, today is going to be the lowest. It's going to be like 98 degrees. And for the next couple days, it gets into triple digits, and then it tapers off into the 90s, and then high 80s beginning next week.
The grilled cheese.
If you like this live stream, hit the thumbs up. If you like this, what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. Bye, Janine. Thank you for stopping by. We had a meeting. Thank you from all the way across the pond. Tell your friends and family about me. Follow the links in the description box below. Oh, I still gotta have to do that. I'm indoors. I'm cool. Just gotta get a job. Just waiting for everybody else. But tomorrow will be 3 weeks. 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks. I know. It's crazy. Life has really changed. It's fun. Anyway, you folks have a wonderful and beautiful day. Why this is taking forever? Don't know.
Okay.
I will do my regular vlog today, post it up sometime today, and I will see you fine people tomorrow morning. All right? Love you. Let's have a good Monday. Let's start off the week a little bit better off. All right? Well, actually, the week actually started yesterday, so Monday's just a carryover. All right, my friends. I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Love you all. Take care. Bye.